Hello, everyone. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day and are making some really good trades. Let's dive into the analysis here on the SPY, and we're going to work our way into some individual names. Got a couple new names today that we'll talk about. Maybe just one. That's a couple, but let's take a look at what the SPY did today. Nice little pullback down 46 basis points. Today was quad witching, so lots of options were expiring today. Triple Qs were down, IWM was up, Dow Jones was down, dollar was up. So, kind of like a whipsaw day for the market as a whole. And then, I think we're finishing up this wave 3 now for the SPY. So that's good. So probably finally this impulse is coming to an end in a fifth wave. So beautiful, beautiful there. Now we got a 4 and a 5 to come of this larger third wave, and then we should be done. Right? And then we can start finishing up these 4s and 5s, and then maybe we'll find a top in this market, right? But if it erases divergence and continues to go higher, then we're going to have a really big problem on our hands because this top won't happen until like the 600s, right? We're just going to keep going up. And I know it's not going to be driven by the economic news, I'll tell you that. Or maybe it will, because the economic news is going to get so bad they're going to drop rates dramatically, and you're going to see, the Fed pivot hard and say, nope, you know what? We've seen sufficient data that inflation is receding, even though it's not, and they're gonna give whatever excuse they need to cut it, and they're gonna cut, right? And that's where I think the yields are going. I think this is where the TLT is going towards the upside as well. Let's continue. Let's take a look at the triple Q. So a pullback day as well. But this one is now at a 4 and a 5. I think you're finishing up this third wave here. I think you got higher to go in the triple Qs, believe it or not. You take a look at NVDA today, right? NVIDIA had a hard 2-day pullback here. It's down now, what? How many percentage points? Down about 10% from the highs here. So nice hard pullback on NVIDIA finally. And now is this a dip to buy, right? Is this another dip to buy? I was actually taking a look at NVIDIA on Wave Edge to see what smart money was doing, and you know what they were doing? They were buying dip. I'm pretty sure they were. Let me check like the smaller time frames. 3 minute, 1 minute. Okay, no, they were not buying the dip on NVIDIA. I'm wrong. I think I was looking at something else that they were buying. I think it was the triple Qs that I was watching, and they were buying the dip on that. Yeah, so the triple Qs, you're getting some dip buying here. You're starting to see smart money just accumulate longs as the price goes down. And the last time we saw dip buys was all the way back down here at 420 on the triple Qs, and obviously when we were making our way down during this correction in April. So yeah, overall, this market's probably going to continue to trend higher, but it doesn't mean that this correction is over, right? This wave 4, you could extend lower, right? It could extend lower, and then you'll finish up in a fifth of a fifth of a fifth. But could it already be topped? Yeah, it could. It could already be topped, and because you take a look at the weekly, and you got big bearish divergence now for this third wave, fifth wave. You're finishing up this fifth wave here. So could it end early and truncate? Yeah, it could, and the smaller counts don't happen, and then you're then you're done, right? And then you're actually done. But the monthly, when I was watching the monthly, man, oh man, you're just getting such a big breakout here. So we'll have to see. We'll monitor it closely, and if it is the top, then we'll take a short position, but not yet. Let's talk about AMD, right? So lots of hype around AMD now. So I think that the AMD is essentially in this X wave, but this X wave could extend, right? So it could literally be about to get a nice C leg towards the upside here, a nice little measured move where you're gonna double correct higher. And that could bring us to at least 185 to as high as 205 if that's the case. So if you're looking for a target for AMD and you're looking to get long, then the price could go higher, right? You could get a nice rally up in AMD, but could it already be done? Yeah, it could. So I might be looking for a trade on AMD, but I'll keep you guys up to date on what I'm doing inside the Discord. So yeah, that's it. Let's take a look at some other names here. We'll take a look at Apple. So Apple pulling back here, still in this fourth wave. We can take a look what smart money's doing, see if they're buying the dip on this one. They bought the dip here, got a small rally. Now you're going sharply lower. So I'll be paying attention to when this correction is going to end. Once I see some buying, and I'll step in, and then we'll get long this name, because Apple's most likely going higher. You're inside this third wave, right? This 303 moment. Amazon also going higher here, along with the Dow Jones. So let's talk about the Dow Jones very quickly. So the Dow Jones actually churning up nicely this week, right? Rally from 384 to 391 and continuing to push higher. So I think the Dow Jones has higher to go as well. Dollar is actually making new highs, right? So this is what I was talking about the other day. I said we needed bearish divergence. Now we kind of have it here. Do we? 30, 1, 2, 3. This is a really ugly move here. Kind of throws off my count. But I guess you could call this the third wave. Let me just see here, the 1 hour. Yeah, I don't really like this count, but this is what we're going with right now. And this is what I have on the charts as well too. So if this is gonna end, it could end at any moment. And you got bearish divergence, so it's set up to go lower, but we'll have to see next week, because if this market's gonna get more upside, you need the DXY to break down lower. If the DXY comes back up here, then maybe I mislabeled this whole thing and we're still in the C leg, but I highly doubt that. Let's continue to take a look here at a few more names. We'll take a look at ROKU. We always cover ROKU. Lots of ROKU holders here. So ROKU's coming back here in a nice back to 54. Again, I still favor the downside, but I can be wrong. I was bullish ROKU. I just stopped out of it because we broke down from my level. So I'd be watching it closely, but these rallies might be rallies to short. So again, I'll just be paying attention to it. I'm not gonna get in on it at the moment. Let's take a look at Mara, right? We haven't covered Mara in a bit. Bitcoin took a dip. It's been taking dips recently. So right now, I think Mara could go a little bit deeper. I think Bitcoin might be getting another pullback here during the weekend. You might get a quick flash crash flush down to 60K, but we'll have to see. We'll have to see if we do end up getting that, because right now, 7 hour. Take a look at the 4 hour. 4 hour. You got some. You're doing bullish divergence, but you may need a bigger flush down and really, get pretty darn close to this pivot, and then and then maybe only then will you find a definitive low. Because I'm not seeing any significant buying right now in these cryptos, so I'll be keeping you guys up to date on that as well. But the Mara, honestly, just wait for maybe a big dip, and then you can buy it, and then you'll rally up in the C leg. Take a look at Tesla. Let's take a look at Tesla. Right there. So Tesla up 79 basis points today. Still think it's in this 1-2 setup. I think it's got higher to go. I think this was a dip to buy and you're ready to go. I am still long this name, and we'll see if we're right and when this plays out. All right, so I think that's about it. I covered a good amount of things. Let's talk about the TLT and the yield. So again, TLT here still in this third wave. I think you're just consolidating here. Another 1-2 setup for it to go higher. And it really is just chop, and then I think you're getting ready to explode in a big third wave. So that would be very bullish, and for the whole market if the TLT does rally. Oil here continuing to extend. Actually had a pullback today. Could it be ending early? It could, right? C leg could technically end at any moment, but the target remains the same up here at 85. Let's take a look at silver and gold. So gold and silver actually got a pretty darn big pullback today, and silver got a really big one as well. But let me check silver, see if we got any significant buying coming in. Maybe this was just a pullback day, and we are right about the dollar melting down. So you saw some dip buyers come in right around the lows here, 15, 24 minute. Yeah, okay, so this might be just another dip to buy on silver, and this thing could be gearing up to rally next week. So this is a trade I actually would like to take. If we can get silver at the open, maybe we could catch this rally higher. Okay, so that's looking good. We got nice setups there. IWM. Let's talk about the IWM, and don't talk about that enough. I think the IWM is set up to rally higher. I've been following this count here, and we, not just me, but we as a whole group and Discord as well, been following this count. I think you have a nice 1-2 setup, and you could be getting ready to rally out, and then that would take us to back to the highs here at 209, and if we can find resistance there, then you pull back into 2 and another 1-2 setup, 1-2-3, 1-2-3, 1-2-3, all the way up to these levels here. Let me delete some stuff. I think was this the yeah, I already deleted this stuff. So this is the longer term sell area, but I think we're gonna go into this level here. So this is really messy, but when you get in on the smaller time frames, you can see the counts a little bit more clear. So yeah, that's basically it. So yeah, I mean the VIX was pretty low today, and it continues to get crushed. Ultimately, I think the VIX is gonna chop sideways to maybe break down, and eventually we are going to get out of here, guys. The VIX will spike, and we will get a big correction in this market, but I just don't think it's yet. So yeah, that's basically it. Hopefully you guys have a wonderful weekend, and I'll catch you guys on the market close or the market open next week, Monday. Peace.